going on? Welcome back. My name's Kendra. Today we have a hip opening sequence specifically for people that practice Jiu Jitsu. I know in my own practice of Jiu Jitsu, it's really helped having open hips, but I do notice that they get quite sore. So this sequence is great to add to your daily routine to open up the hips, feel less sore, and work on your flexibility in that area. So whenever you're ready, let's get started. Let's start with the knees bent, feet grounded, about hip width apart. Take the hands out behind you. Turn all 10 fingers to face the back. Elongate the spine, crown of the head lengthening up towards the ceiling. Take a couple deep, full breaths in and out through the nose. Soften the shoulders out and down, away from the ears. Open up the feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Exhale, move the knees down towards the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale down towards the left. Inhale center. Exhale opposite way. Good, so go back and forth. Follow your breath. Every time you exhale, the knees drop down. Every time you inhale, the knees come back through center. Move slowly. Good. Pause with the feet grounded on the mat. Come back to hip width apart. Now straighten the left leg all the way down onto the floor. Flex the left foot. Cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Right foot is flexed as well. Make sure that you have the feet flexed, protecting the knees. Now bend the left knee, ground the left foot onto the mat, and keep opening up the right knee towards the right. Use the hands to ground into the floor to help keep the spine nice and long. And the closer the left heel is towards the left glute, the deeper of a stretch that you'll feel. So only going as far as when you start to feel the stretch. Pause right there, breathe deep and full. And you might not have to go that far. I know for myself, I'm feeling super tight for my class yesterday, so I'm not even going to try moving that left heel close towards my glute. Take 3 more deep, full breaths. Next time you exhale, slowly straighten the left leg. Uncross the right leg when you get there, and give the legs a shake. Perfect. Go ahead to the opposite side. Cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Feet are flexed. Take the hands out behind you. Ground into the palms, nice long spine. You could always stay right here, or option to bend the right knee, ground the right foot onto the mat. Keep inviting the left knee open towards the left. If you're noticing that your spine is rounding, move the right foot farther away from the body. And then when you find your position, come back to the breath. Exhale, slowly straighten the right leg down. Uncross the left leg from the right. Shake out the legs. Awesome. Now bend the left knee, take the left heel towards the left glute. Bend the right knee at a 90-degree angle. Right foot is flexed. Inhale the arms up overhead. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinging forward with the torso over that right leg. Release the hands onto the floor in front of you. Maybe you stay with the palms grounded on the mat, or if you'd like to go a little bit farther, you can release down onto the forearms. Find a position where you can still breathe deep and full. Ground into the hands. Inhale, carry the torso back through center. Good. Shift your weight towards the right glute. Straighten the left leg out in front of you, and the right leg follows. Opposite side, bend the right knee. Take the right heel towards the right glute. Bend the left knee. Left leg is bent at a 90-degree angle. Feet are flexed. Inhale, lengthen, arms up overhead. Exhale, take the torso over the left leg, ground the hands onto the mat. Even if you came down onto your forearms on the opposite side, pause on your palms for a moment. Noticing your body, feeling it out. It can be very different from side to side, so make sure that you're noticing, you're breathing, and you're not pushing past your edge of sensation, so the place where you start to feel the stretch. Good, and then there's always options to move down onto your forearms if you choose. Ground into the hands. Inhale, carry the torso all the way back up. Shift the weight towards the left glute. This will help you straighten the right leg out in front of you. Left leg follows. Come onto your hands and knees into your tabletop position. Tuck your toes. Ground into the hands. Draw the navel in. Lift the knees a couple inches off of the mat, and then walk your hands all the way back towards your feet, allowing the heels to ground onto the mat. Feet are hip-width apart. Take the torso, fold it over the legs. Find a forward fold. Keep a soft bend in the knees. Sway the hips from left to right. Pausing at center. Ground into the feet. Take the hands onto the hips. Inhale with a nice long spine. Come slowly up into standing. Awesome. Now come towards the middle of your mat and take the feet wider than hip width apart. So a nice big stance, but not too wide. You want to make sure that you can still ground into the feet and engage the inner thighs. Turn the toes so they point slightly inward. Legs are straight, but be mindful to not hyperextend the knees. Place the hands onto the hips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinging from the hips, let the torso lengthen all the way down towards the floor. And when you get there, release the hands onto the mat. If the hands don't ground onto the floor, option to grab some blocks if you have it, or some books for some support. The weight is evenly distributed through both feet. Keep inviting the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Crown of the head moving down towards the floor. Nice big breaths. Grounding into the hands, inhale, lift the torso so it's parallel to the floor. Heel toe the feet closer towards one another, but they're still wider than hip width apart. Bend into the right knee. Good, come all the way down onto that right foot. The right heel might lift off of the floor. I know for me, because my dorsiflexion isn't that great, it has a lift. Some people's heels will stay on the ground. So whatever works best for you. If you need some support underneath that right heel, take a block or a book again underneath there. Left leg is straight. Flex the left foot so the toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. Good, you should start to feel a stretch in the left groin. Grounding into the right leg, right foot. Straighten the right leg, ground the left foot onto the mat. Coming back to center. Bending into that left knee nice and deep. Come all the way down. Again, the left heel might lift, it might not. Right leg is straight. Flex the right foot, all 5 toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Grounding into that left leg. Inhale, come back through center, straighten the legs. Heel toe the feet closer towards one another. Turn the toes so they're slightly pointing out. Exhale, bend into both knees. Sit bones come all the way down towards the floor. Hands grounded on the mat. Now sway the hips from left to right. Finding any small movements in this position that feel good for you. Maybe you pause on one side, or maybe you keep going back and forth, nice and slow, whatever your hips need right now. Good. Pause at center, take the hands out behind you, sit down onto the glutes. And then very slowly come all the way onto your back. When you get there, hug the knees in towards the chest. Place the left hand onto the left knee, right hand onto the right knee. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, open up the knees nice and wide. Use the hands to keep inviting the knees towards the torso. Inhale, bring the inner thighs back together. Exhale, open up the knees wide once again. Inhale, back up. Exhale, open the knees wide. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale one more time, knees open up wide. Pause here. Inhale, bring the inner thighs back together. Exhale, release the feet onto the mat, release the arms. Knees are bent, feet grounded on the mat. Close the eyes. Inhale fully through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Awesome job. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video.